Something wonderfully magical is in the air, isn't it? Yeah.
The former First Lady brought back the message of hope that became the slogan of Barack Obama's early political campaigns, praising the new energy around the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz campaign. Michelle began her speech by referencing a contagious power of hope, telling the convention crowd that something wonderfully magical is in the air, isn't it? You know what I'm talking about? It's the contagious power of hope, the exhilaration of once again being on the cusp of a brighter day. America, hope, is making a comeback.
The energy, the exhilaration of once again being on the cusp of a brighter day. The chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation, the dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback.
But Michelle Obama cautioned that optimism shouldn't lead to complacency, and she urged the audience to take direct action in the coming weeks to get Kamala Harris over the finish line and to defeat the disgraced former President Donald Trump. She said, as we embrace this renewed sense of hope, let us not forget the despair we have felt, reminding Democrats of the stakes of the election and adding that they face an uphill battle. She said it's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told her. Don't just sit around and complain. Do something. Michelle Obama called Kamala Harris one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency and drew particular attention to her background, raised by an immigrant mother from a middle-class family, attending an historically black university and working her way up to the vice presidency.
Kamala Harris is more than ready for this moment. She is one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency. She is one of the most dignified. A tribute to her mother, to my mother, and to your mother, too. The embodiment of the stories we tell ourselves about this country. Her story is your story. It's my story. It's the story of the vast majority of Americans trying to build a better life. Look, Kamala knows, like we do, that regardless of where you come from, what you look like, who you love, how you worship, or what's in your bank account, we all deserve the opportunity to build a decent life. All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued.
She used part of her speech to address the racist rhetoric and attack lines that have been used against Kamala Harris, warning that people are going to do everything they can to distort her background and accomplishments. She said, "My husband and I sadly know a little something about this." And then she called out Donald Trump by name, who peddled unfounded birther allegations against Barack Obama and now against Kamala Harris, questioning her blackness, questioning her heritage.
That most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. If we bankrupt a business or choke in a crisis, we don't get a second, third, or fourth chance. If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of whining or cheating others to get further ahead. No. We don't get to change the rules so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top. No.
And in reference to Trump's comments at the June debate in which he claimed that immigrants coming into the US were taking black jobs, Michelle Obama added, "Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?"
We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
And then in a beautiful, poignant, authentic moment, Michelle Obama introduces the former President Barack Obama, her husband, who came on with such style, embraced his wife, they held each other, they kissed, and they whispered to each other. And it was a incredible contrast to the relationship that Donald Trump has with Melania Trump. She refuses to hold his hand or even be in the same room with him half the time.
But it is now my honor to introduce somebody who knows a whole lot about hope. Someone who has spent his life strengthening our democracy. And let me tell you, as someone who lives with him, he wakes up every day, and thinks about what's best for this country. Please welcome America's 44th president and the love of my life, Barack Obama.
And then Barack Obama took to the stage and basically did what Barack Obama does, which is to deliver one of the great speeches. He is one of the greatest orators, and he was able to hold the convention hall in the palm of his hand.
We have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you. The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Not least when he mocked the disgraced former President Trump for his weird obsession with crowd sizes.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. Kamala Harris won't be focused on her problems. She'll be focused on yours. As president, she won't just cater to her own supporters and punish those who refuse to kiss the ring or bend the knee. She'll work on behalf of every American. That's who Kamala is. And in the White House, she will have an outstanding partner in Governor Tim Walz.
And the "Yes, we can" chant was replaced with "Yes, she can."
Yes, she can. Yes, she can.
Suggesting that Kamala Harris really is an extension of the Obama family and the Obama White House. They have so much in common. They see eye to eye on the same issues. And Harris will certainly seek to lead with the same energy that Barack Obama did alongside his vice president, Joe Biden. And that really is what a lot of voters, especially independent voters, are seeking. Consistency, maintaining the status quo, the very opposite of what Donald Trump is offering. You only have to look at her to see her love for America, for people, for her husband, for her family, the way she talks about giving people the support that they need and a leg up, supporting the middle classes and working people. That is the language of a great American.
a return to an America where we work together and look out for each other, a restoration of what Lincoln called, on the eve of Civil War, our bonds of affection. An America that taps what he called the better angels of our nature. That is what this election is about. And I believe that's why if we each do our part over the next 77 days, if we knock on doors, if we make phone calls, if we talk to our friends, if we listen to our neighbors, if we work like we've never worked before, if we hold firm to our convictions, we will elect Kamala Harris as the next President of the United States and Tim Walz as the next Vice President of the United States. We will elect leaders up and down the ballot who will fight for the hopeful, forward-looking America we all believe in. And together, we too will build a country that is more secure and more just, more equal, and more free. So let's get to work. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
I'm Anthony Davis. You can catch me on the 5 Minute News YouTube channel and podcast on Wednesdays, co-hosting Uncovered, and on Sunday on The Weekend Show with Midas Touch.